Welcome, Sinome, and welcome to this crypto update. I don't know about you guys, but my bags are pumping very, very hard, and I'm very happy about it, obviously. And I hope you have been able to make some successes. So just recently, I have to point out that in my previous video, I showed you guys the stacks coin, and after this, it was roughly $2 or below $2. This coin actually went up quite significantly. It went up roughly 20% to $2.4 here, right into this resistance area. And now we're looking at a nice pullback on STX. It doesn't mean that the story of STX is completely over, but we have this pullback here, and this might be your second entry point into this coin if you believe it has some true value behind it. But STX was pumping, that was super nice, and I actually started doing copy trading or offer copy trading through Bybit. So I'm sponsored by Bybit, but now you can actually copy my trades here as well. So when I go to my copy trading section, you can see my total asset value right now, which is $6,000. I started this account with $5,000, and here you can see my profit. And just recently, you can see my trades here. And my past copy trade, I actually invested into the STX token. So I started buying it at $1.96. Then I bought more at $2, and here you can see when I exited the trade at a nice 150% profit, which was obviously very, very nice. Now, it doesn't mean that all of the trades in the future will be very, very good. I will do my best to not blow up this account. I will try to do to make consistent profits and not too many losses. That's my overall strategy with this account here. If you want to follow me, you can watch my copy trading video for Bybit, where I basically explain how to copy trade other traders, but now you're able to do copy trading with me if you want to do that. And overall, if you want to get started with Bybit, there is still the 500 USDT airdrop campaign for the next 23 days open. And also, if you use my affiliate link or the referral code denome, you are eligible for an extra 10% fee discount for your first 30 days and up to $30,000 in welcome rewards also. Now, let's actually get to the news and let's talk about some of the, let's say, looming dangers of the market. First off, before we go back to the chart, uh, Jim Cramer has now said, all I can tell you is own Bitcoin. That's a winner. And unfortunately, Jim Cramer, he is notorious for calling the tops, but in inverse. So when he says now it's time to be bullish, that is usually the sign that the asset has topped. And now he is saying that Bitcoin is a winner at the very peak of Bitcoin price action, which is obviously a little bit scary. And so far, the price has come down from where the price level was when he called this. So this is the first thing. But now we start to have the bullish stuff. So the first thing is we saw a $2 billion mint of USDT, which is unusual because usually we only see $1 billion worth of USDT being minted at any given moment. Now they printed 2 billion. So a lot of stablecoin minting right now. Some speculation I saw about this, that this is actually MicroStrategy, that the way that they accumulate Bitcoin is that they get USDT and then they go to various exchanges to buy Bitcoin. And that's how they are able to accumulate it. But I don't know if that holds any merit. I think he's the MicroStrategy that they do OTC trading. I don't exactly know what is the case, but this is obviously nice. Next, we have a secondary company that has now started doing the MicroStrategy strategy. So I made a video explaining exactly how MicroStrategy is basically forcing pension funds to buy Bitcoin through the MicroStrategy stock. Now, Mara Holdings are doing the same strategy, and they've accumulated almost 6,000 Bitcoin so far, which is quite interesting. And the average price is $95,500. So I expect this company to continue doing this because they want the price of Bitcoin to go higher. So let's see how this goes. They they own 33,000 Bitcoin, not 6,000. I don't know, total owned. Sorry. Um, yeah, so I guess what they mean to say is that they just acquired 6,000 Bitcoin this time, and the total amount they own is 33,875 as of now. And yeah, that's pretty nice, obviously. Next, we have a partnership with FIFA.com, which is a football company, the Football International something, I don't remember. But all in all, everybody knows FIFA, and they are launching a new mobile game called FIFA Rivals. And the interesting part about this game is that this company, Mythical Games, they deal with NFT technology. And as you can see here, you can own, buy, sell, and trade your football stars with their uh, trading system. So I don't know if this will be a big game or a small game. Having NFTs is causing some headaches in some jurisdictions with taxes, so that can limit the popularity of this game. But this is happening now. I thought it was interesting. Let's see if anything comes up of it. Now, talking about the bad stuff once again, take a look at this chart here. So this is the Nasdaq 100 divided by the M2 money supply. So like I've said in my previous crypto update, is that the global liquidity chart is now going down, unfortunately. And while the stock market is going up, it is giving us a clear top signal here. Now, it could continue to go to the upside, obviously, but this is very scary bubble territory. And I have to call it out. It is what it is. It could continue to go higher, but it looks like it is a bubble, which is not great. But then again, when we take a look at the good news, the first thing obviously is when we take a look at the amount of Bitcoin held by ETFs, we have another high here, 1,223,900 Bitcoin. Then even when we go to so value, where we can see the daily inflows into American ETFs, we're still seeing very healthy numbers here. Like just on Friday, we saw $500 million flowing into these ETFs. So this is still going strong also. And then when we go and take a look at sentiment, sentiment is obviously the tool that I use to look under the hood of Bitcoin. We do see more Bitcoin leaving exchanges, which is still very bullish long term. But as you can see, this is slowing down. And that's obviously not what we want to see, but it is slowing down. Funding rates, they are becoming neutral, and as you can see, more stable coins have been minted since my last video. This number was roughly $2.5 billion less than it is now, so a lot more money printing through stable coins, which is obviously nice. That's what we want to see. And then when we take a look at the dormant circulation 365 and 3 years, which is just showing us when old wallets move Bitcoin. So money that has wallets that have held Bitcoin for more than 1 year, but less than 3 years, you can see spikes here that they were selling their Bitcoin, and the very old wallets that have held Bitcoin for more than 3 years were selling a little bit during this time as well. But as of now, we are still yet to see any massive spikes of selling. Yes, this yellow number is quite high, but we don't see old whales selling a lot yet. So this is quite nice. And right now, even though the price started to trend to the downside, we are not really seeing more sell pressure. So for me, it seems like Bitcoin still wants to go higher, and the market makers, the people with serious capital still want to hold Bitcoin, and they want to accumulate more Bitcoin, like MicroStrategy and the other Mara. So that's still good. And Bitcoin miners, they keep selling. Obviously, they are very happy to sell at these price points linearly. We didn't see any major spikes here, so that's fine. But this was interesting when we take a look at the amount of Bitcoin held by these different wallet sizes, what we saw here is when we take a look at wallets that have held Bitcoin, have 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin inside those wallets, you saw a serious accumulation practically going into this pump when Bitcoin price was, let's see, the Bitcoin price was roughly $87,000. But then they started to seriously sell immediately. But as you can see, the mega whales that have 10,000 or more Bitcoin inside them, they basically came to the rescue and started buying Bitcoin. And all this time, when we take a look at retail investors, they actually have started to sell. And this orange line is also going to the downside. And the orange one shows wallets that have 1 to 100 Bitcoin. I don't currently have the chart for 0 to 1 Bitcoin, but that also was going to the downside, which means that retail investors were practically selling Bitcoin for altcoins. Obviously, that's what they like to do. And these 1 to 100 Bitcoin wallets were also selling Bitcoin and probably buying altcoins as well. But the real accumulators here are these 100 to 1000 Bitcoin wallets. They have been accumulating for this pump a hell of a lot of Bitcoin. As you can see, their holding amounts went from 20.28% to now 21.55%. So that's a dramatic increase. But unfortunately, when we take a look at their track record, they are not the best investors, at least historically speaking. They were practically buying all of the tops before and selling the bottoms. So this is a little bit worrying to me. But as of now, it seems like the rules of the game have changed. And I do believe that the momentum can still continue to go to the upside because of all of the new buyers coming to the market, the pension funds and the ETF investors. The mania can continue. But this is a bubble, in my opinion. Also, when we go and take a look at the charts here, the first chart that I want you to take a look at is S&P 500 index. Now, I made a separate video about this a few months ago, basically showing you guys the why my lines are completely weird. This is not the right one. Anyway, my lines are screwed up. I don't know what happened there. Let me go to the monthly view. Maybe it will magically. Okay, I don't know what happened. Magically now it works. Anyway, looking at this chart and going back to 1930, you can see when we connect the tops here to the dot-com bubble top, also to the 2021 top, now we're practically touching that high here once again. So this is almost 90 years of history that what we are looking at. So will this continue to go to the upside? It's very hard for me to believe that. So it seems to me that if you have money in the stock market, this is the absolute top here. And maybe some of the money will still flow into crypto for the next few months, which is very possible. But at least for the stock market, I'm calling the top on the stock market here. So that is the case. Obviously, you can still take a look at the RSI. It is continually going to the downside here. And then when we take a look at the global liquidity, unfortunately, from my previous video, it has still trended to the downside. And we have now clearly broken below the support line here. So when we go to the monthly view, you can see that, okay, my lines are now again screwed up. You can clearly see we are below the trend line here right now. So maybe it can still be a scare, but if global liquidity continues to go to the downside, that just means that people don't have money to actually put into assets. And when asset prices start to go down, I feel like crypto will also start to go down as a result. And when the asset prices start to go to the downside, that can have a cascading effect eventually that will crash the market. So like I've said before, I do believe the crash will come in the middle of next year, Q2 practically of next year. Until then, we still have leeway, but this could honestly it could pop up at any moment in time. So just have this at the back of your head if you're not gonna do anything serious yet. One good thing here that I'm now seeing is that when we take a look at this trend line here, it could still bounce from here. So there is still a potential that suddenly the money printers just go fully back online and we are basically saved by the bell here. So that is still possible. Now, going back to the Bitcoin chart here and talking about the price of Bitcoin, what we are seeing is, first of all, when we take a look at this monthly candle here, this is absolutely insane because we're looking at practically a 40% candle on the price of Bitcoin, 1 month candle. And previously, when we see these kind of candles, that is practically at the exponential season for Bitcoin. And during previous bull markets, as you can see, this can last for an extended period of time. And this is practically the wrong time to sell Bitcoin, even though we are getting a lot of signals that, hey, everything is not okay. I do believe there's a good chance that this goes to the upside. But as you can see from here, even though the November of 2020 was bullish, we still had a significant 10% pullback to the downside here. So that's kind of what I'm expecting right now, is to uh, have the sellers who want to sell, and then new sellers practically can come to the market, and the bull market will continue to go up from there. That's what I'm kind of expecting, is like a 10% pullback to 90K area, but that will be probably very, very, very quick. If we go to like $80,000, that is obviously possible, but I do believe that the buyers will just come. Uh, they will come very, very fast. So just be mindful that a pullback is possible in the short term, but it's like a perfect storm. The stock market is topping, so money may come from there. We have these companies issuing these debt instruments like MicroStrategy and those, and then we have the hype for Bitcoin, obviously because of the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve that may come when Trump becomes the president. So a lot of good things are still going on with Bitcoin. Just some warnings that uh, eventually this will turn around. Now, one more thing I do want to show you guys, which is the fear and greed index. So right now, when we take a look at the fear and greed index, we're looking at the number 93, which is absolute mania territory, uh, practically or extreme greed territory. Previously, when we go back to 2020, you can see we were in extreme greed territory for an extended period of time, practically all the way to $55,000. We were in extreme greed area. So now that we have hit it, we can be here for an extended period of time. It doesn't mean that we will have an immediate pullback. But to contrast that, like here we saw that the fear and greed index was 80, and then we already had a pullback on the price. So it can happen both ways. I'm just saying that we are now in the mania phase and almost nothing makes sense at this moment in time. We've seen some crazy meme coins pump very, very hard, and now we are seeing a lot of interesting altcoins pumping up as well. Now, for this video, I do have one altcoin that I want to share with you guys before I leave you off. The first altcoin, or the altcoin that I want to talk about in this video, is Ordinals. So Ori is also connected to the price of Bitcoin. And when we take a look at Ori, you can see obviously that it had a crazy, crazy pump here when it was first introduced in November of last year. Now it retrace quite a bit to the lows here, 79% to be exact. But from the bottom, we have only come up roughly 100%. And because ordinals, it is connected to the price of Bitcoin because it is the NFT protocol on which is running on the layer 1 Bitcoin blockchain. I do believe that this has a good chance to pump. We are seeing some ordinals actually pump, like the dog token or dog rune or something like that, and Audi is practically not going anywhere. So I do believe that this has a good chance to at least go to $63, which is a 50% gain on your capital. But right now, what we are seeing here is we do have this trend line here. So if you want to trade it, you can practically buy it from here until like $34. But if this trend line gets broken to the downside, then that's the way to the to your grave. But at least now it looks pretty good. Another cool thing here that I'm seeing is when we take a look at this. Well, I guess it's already broken. Yeah, actually it's already broken. So here, this was an inverse head and shoulders that I'm seeing here, kind of. No, actually it's not. But it was a trend line anyway. I don't know what to say. It's been broken, and now it's practically time to go to the upside here. Ordinals, I think that looks very nice. Also, by the way, the Trump token that I've been talking about in this channel for many times, it now had a nice retracement. I think it's now $1.6 already. Okay, it's already pumping back to the upside. $1.7. I think it's in a very nice buy area. The first time you probably want to sell a lot of it is roughly $3. But from there, it can go all the way up to its previous all-time high if this Trump token has wings to fly. Let's see if it actually does or not. But I do believe that Trump should be worth more than what is it right now, $80 million market cap. So take it with a grain of salt, but I do have a strong conviction with the Trump token as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this market update. I hope you liked it. I hope you got some value out of it. Again, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to copy my trades, you can do that over at Bybit right now as well. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.